Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Thank you for joining me today on what I would say is a collector car video. You say, well, Tone, first off, how do you know what a collector car is? True. But second, what makes for a collector car? And I say, okay, great. That's a very good question. I'm so glad you asked it. When you talk about collector cars are low production, right? Low production, incredible condition, low mileage, all the things that most other cars are not, right? In the case of what we're talking about here, a car with less than 2,000 miles on it. This is a 1999. We're doing the video in 2023. Give some thought to how many miles a year this was driven, mostly to car shows and things like that. This has some amazing upgrades on it. As you walk around, you might be saying to yourself, wow, that looks very different on this car, right? Well, some of the items have been changed, some upgrades. It can always be returned back to stock if you wanted to. Nothing's been modified that won't get you back to exactly the way it rolled off the showroom floor if you like it that way. Some people like it this way, some people like it the other way. Your call, you'll figure it out. Regardless, it needs to be in your garage. We're going to walk around. I'm going to show you some great paint, and I'll give you a few tidbits that you may or may not have known about the Prowler. All right, so I want to talk about paint for a minute because these cars are hand-built. Most people don't know that. So on the same assembly line as Team Viper built the Vipers, the Team Prowler built these cars as well. They sourced all of the components from, well, I don't say all the components, most of the components from the already large line of cars they have. And that's why these are very inexpensive to take care of, because they're parts that you can find on most any Chrysler product made today. The part I'm getting at mostly is that the paint on this car is not like regular paint on cars. This is different, and I want to show you when I say mirror finish to the car, come on up here and see what I'm talking about. This is high metallic paint, and it looks amazing. You can read every single letter, crisp, clear. It is what I call mirror finish, and it really is spectacular. When you only have 2,000 miles on it, you've been garaged and loved your entire life, you're going to expect paint of this quality. All right, so I want to take a look under the hood for a minute, because sometimes you'll hear online chatter, right? It's like the neighbors talking smack about whatever. I'm telling you what some people say online, not true at all. What they say is this, that inside here, all right, inside here, this 3.5 liter engine making over 250 horsepower isn't enough power. I'm telling you, it's wrong. These things are super fast. Why? Because they only weigh 2,700 pounds. When a modern car today weighs 1,000 or 1,300 pounds more, it's like having almost 400 horsepower in here, and these roll right on down the line. The great news about it is that all of these parts that are in here are parts that come from other cars that Chrysler makes, so that they're inexpensive to take care of. For instance, the braking system has 4-wheel disc brakes. Most of their cars have that. They use that system in here. This V6, used forever in Chryslers. The transmission, which is in the back, the transaxle, allows it to have 4-wheel independent suspension, but also same transaxle out of many other cars. That's why I love it. But this is where it all stops. This has coilover suspension right here. You can see it all tied up in here like a race car might have, where it has push rods on the inside. The battery's located up front to get rid of some of the weight from all over the car. Make some more room. Anyway, it's just super easy to work on. Even little things like this right here are the adjusters for the headlights, just to make sure that they're level, and you can adjust it right there, and they already built in levels to see it. I like little stuff like that. It's super cool. The best part about this is the light. We turned that off for a reason, because I wanted you to see this. This right here is what you'll see when the car is driving along and you're driving. This is moving up and down. It's turning. You're seeing all that, very much like being on a motorcycle or something. It's really a cool feature. All right, so a lot of times people don't show the back end part of here. I want to take a second to do that for you, just so you can see some things. Super easy to get to. The top is super simple as well. And the great thing about the top as well is it looks so cool when it's up, because it's really short, but it has a glass rear window. You got a little bit of storage back here for maybe some soft bags, right? And it just gives this great finished look of the car. Look how cool that looks. It's like this little top like this. There's plenty of room inside. I'm 6'1". We'll look at it and I'll show you how I fit as well. And you can see how that works for you. And then super simple, you just hit your button, you open this up. You've already unlatched the front. It goes right inside like so. Boom. And then you just lock it down. All right, I want to spend a second back here Why? You're not going to spend much time back here, but everybody else will. And I want you to see what makes for these cars to be so different. First off, this is a modern hot rod. It doesn't look like anything else in the world out there. Amongst these other supermodels here, it's a great looking car, right? But outside, it's a whole nother level even above that. But part of what I love about it is this. For instance, like this kit, this is a stainless polish kit here that's on the front end as well. These right here are part of the running lights. They turn white when you put it in reverse, like for reverse lights, right? This is LED lighting here. This right here is a transmission cooler. That's polished and everything. The exhaust is stock and it sounds really, really good. If you've never heard a Prowler, they sound very aggressive. And the transmission's back here as well, so you're giving it some 50-50 weight distribution. The frame on this car is interesting because it's one of the first cars ever to do a full aluminum chassis, right, in a production vehicle, and that's why you get so much of the weight out of the car, and that's why they're under 3,000 pounds and why they're pretty fast. All right, so you're walking up to your cool machine, right? You're either at a car show or maybe a Cars and Coffee, or you decide to drive it to work today because today is a beautiful day and you just want something different in your life. So you're walking up and you go, man, that is a cool car. Having said that, not only is it a cool car outside, it's a cool car inside, and that's where we're headed next, and that's what I wanted to show you. This is a modern car. This is a very modern car. The dash layout's amazing. 150 mile an hour speedometer. Don't know if it'll do it. I hit like 149 in this model here. Just kidding, just made all that up. Anyway, 150 speedometer, full array of gauges. This has a top-of-line audio system in here, and it's a double-din unit, so if you wanted to, you could also put in a modern, an Alpine Sound or JVC or Kenwood or whatever that has nav and those kinds of things in it. Most people use their phone now, so not important. This also has a shiftable automatic, so this was set up from the beginning when the car was designed that you could shift this car if you wanted to drive it that way. I love the little tack that's right here, and then for us who might be a little bit older, getting in and out, super easy. But anyway, you got great leather, you got nice interior, you got all the features of air conditioning and power windows and tilt steering and cruise control, just like a modern hot rod, which is really cool. If you tried to duplicate this on, let's say, like a 32 or a 40 Ford or whatever it might be, you'd spend almost $200,000, easy $200,000 to build something like this. All right, I got a lot of assistants here, so let me wheel my way through all the assistants. All right, so let's run down this real quick. I wanted to talk about if you were trying to build this as a street rod in an old school body, what it might sound like. So for instance, coil-over suspension. Pretty expensive, right? Especially four-wheel independent suspension with like a modern Corvette rear in the back of that. Somebody charged you $20,000 to put all that together. That's just a suspension. We were going rack and pinion steering and modern air conditioning and four-wheel disc brakes and chrome wheels and big wheels and tires, all of the accoutrements inside with power windows and power locks. And the simple fact is, it has a great top, a great ceiling system. You could drive this all the time if you wanted to, right? But what makes this car so special is it's low production. It's a great color combination in here. It's ridiculously cool outside driving down the road. It sounds great. It's got snappy acceleration. I think this will even chirp second gear, I've been told, all right? And I don't know, it's just super cool. We need to find a way to get it in your garage. Call us, 301-816-1000. We'll tell you all about it. Don't forget to hit the like button down below there. Helps get our message out. We appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel. We have new stuff coming out every day. And if you want to share it with your friends, they might like it as well. And I'll see you on the next one.